we go.
Yo, come on up. Thank you for coming. My name's John Phillips, and I have the absolute pleasure of representing Miss Baker on behalf of her daughter, Alexis Cheney. Her daughter was killed along with 4 other people, total of 5 children, on November 23rd, Black Friday. They were hit by a drunk driver named Tanner Dashner. Police immediately, Ryan, let me see the photos. These are photos we pulled from a video that someone took after the scene. This is Tanner Dashner's vehicle.
John, excuse me, can I switch my microphone on you? I'm sorry, guys. We caught this one.
I'll start back.
Is this the one in your pocket?
Yes. No.
Thank you so much.
Start back November 23rd, 19 days ago. Tanner Dashner, this is his vehicle, we believe ran a red light and collided with a vehicle with 6 occupants. Alexis Cheney, 17 years old, Miss Baker's daughter, was in this truck. Only one person survived because a passerby pulled her out of the passenger seat. It's one of the deadliest wrecks in Treasure Coast history. 19 days ago. As we indicated, Tanner Dashner caused this wreck. There's no question about who did it. This isn't a mystery to solve. Mr. Dashner was prolific with social media. We were provided with this photo, which we believe to be Tanner Dashner, taken before this wreck, where he dubbed himself Sloshed.
What's the time frame in between when that picture was taken in the crash?
Hours to minutes.
How do you know it was taken that night?
The sources that pulled the photo indicated that it was taken that night. Tanner Dashner's social media was immediately pulled down from social media. We're asking the public if they have other social media of Tanner Dashner to please provide it to us. We are obviously going to subpoena Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter. But just to get an idea about how much alcohol was involved in this young man's life, he had the hashtag party hard until I die. Well, on November 23rd, his partying hard didn't cause his own death. It caused the death of 5 children. 19 days ago. I'll take questions after. We spoke to Corporal Suarez of the Florida Highway Patrol a couple of days ago. Corporal Suarez informed me that there were multiple reports on his desk indicating intoxication of Tanner Dashner from the hospital blood draw and from their own evidence. We have heard nothing from this state attorney's office about that. Assistant State Attorney White called right after Corporal Suarez, not knowing I had spoken to Corporal Suarez, and asked me for this information. He does not need this information. We are happy to provide and have provided all evidence that we have. But it has been 19 days, and Mr. Dashner is still free. He caused a wreck. He caused a wreck while intoxicated, and it is believed he did so while running a red light at an excessive rate of speed. Another witness posted to Facebook named Jeremy Morris. We hope you speak with Jeremy Morris. About a mile before he caused all of this, he almost ran my daughter and I off the road, and then 2 cars in front of us. He was swerving all over the lanes of the road and straddling the concrete raised median, we saw the kids in the car completely engulfed in flames. Imagine if this were your children. Wouldn't you want an arrest? It's been 19 days. There can be no more days. We need full information to be released by the Florida Highway Patrol. They said the intoxication results are on a desk. We need Mr. Assistant Attorney White, if in fact he wants to keep prosecuting this case, this 5-fatality case, to do so or step aside. I'll now turn it over to Ms. Cheney to tell you a little bit about her daughter. Ms. Baker, excuse me.
Hi, my name is Shamika. My daughter Alexis Cheney was a loving person. She loved to have fun. The community loved her. She shared herself with a lot of people all over the world. My child is gone. She cannot be replaced. My family is so torn apart. All I have is pictures and videos. I want justice to be served, not only for my daughter, but for the other families too. It hurts that I have to sit here and listen to my kids cry all day. The memories, the only thing I have is memories of how she used to walk, what she used to wear. This is not fair. Justice has to be served.
Could you spell your name for us?
SHAMEKABAKER.
And you're Alexis's mom?
Yes.
How old are you, Miss Baker?
I'm 38. And she has 5 other siblings that's torn apart.
Ms. Baker had to use Christmas money to pay for funeral expenses. So did 4 other families. All they want right now is for justice to show that it is equal. As Dr. King said, justice delayed is justice denied. We chose the state attorney's office so they see and hear us. So they see your cameras and know there's interest here that justice be served and Tanner Dashner be arrested immediately. We'll now take questions.
Do you have any, besides the Snapchat and the social media posts, do you have any evidence like blood alcohol tests showing that Dashner was intoxicated?
Florida Highway Patrol Corporal Riles called me and told me he has evidence, and not just evidence, but a lot of evidence, including blood alcohol results, sitting on his desk. And he has signed a warrant that it is now up to the Assistant State Attorney to then issue. So Florida Highway Patrol seemingly has done their job. It took a while, but they've done their job. Now it rests with the Assistant State Attorney, and we don't understand why.
Okay. So, but you don't have the blood alcohol results, do you?
Warrant out there that's been given to the state attorney's office.
We are saying that
for Tanner's arrest?
Corporal Riles has indicated to me directly that he has done everything he has to do for a warrant to be issued for Mr. Dashner's arrest.
But you don't have the BAC results, right?
I do not. I asked and they would not share them with me, and in fact told me not to share this about, Corporal Suarez told me not to share this and let the Assistant State Attorney be the one that releases the information. The problem is that was multiple days ago, and we still don't have an arrest. If toxicology results are sitting on somebody's desk and that resulted in 5 fatalities, there is no time to waste.
What has the state attorney's office told you? In other words, have they said this is normal protocol? Usually these investigations take a while. Be patient with doing it.
Sadly, Assistant State Attorney White asked me to snail mail through the mail the information that we had. And I will admit I got hot with that and said, in this day and age, we have email. We have Dropbox. I can get you whatever you need immediately so that you can do something by 5 o'clock. And, you know, I'll let Assistant State Attorney White address where he is with that investigation. But it's also not the first time that he has been under the public eye. He wrote a poem during a trial several years ago where he was talking about gangbangers and called the defense attorney Weaselface. It's stuff that we don't think is appropriate, and we hope that there's not something else that's causing this to You know, Mr. Dashner's father was a captain in the fire department here.
In the St. Lucie County Fire District?
Yes, and we're hoping that there's not some other things going on, and that justice is equal in St. Lucie County.
Ms. Baker, can you tell us what your daughter and the other individuals in the truck were like going to and coming from? Or we heard they had been at Walmart on Okeechobee Road. Do you know?
I was aware they had been to Walmart. They also was getting ready to go to a party
They
when
get-
this incident happened.
Okay, like down in Port St. Lucie, or
Port St. Lucie area.
and everybody was like friends with each other in the car. Were some like relatives, or do you know?
They were friends.
All friends. Okay.
Most of them have grown up together. I mean, this is a small neighborhood. We learned when we first met that Alexis was actually related to Greg Hill, right?
Yeah. Cousin.
Who was shot and killed by St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office. And I believe Anthony was related to Greg Hill's fiance. And so this is a small town. And everybody knows everybody. And oftentimes that's a good thing. But when you're on the wrong side of that, and there's an appearance of impropriety, an appearance of power protecting somebody. You know, in Jacksonville over the weekend, a JSO officer was tragically injured, and his wife, a bailiff, was killed. FHP investigated that. An arrest was immediately made. A $100,000 bond was immediately put on that person for DUI with injury. And
But not in connection with the death, though.
in connection with somebody getting into a wreck that was drunk.
But not in connection with the death.
The $100,000 bond probably was related to the seriousness of the wreck.
Right, but the charge was not in relation to the death. I guess what I'm getting
Correct.
at is
She
this
wasn't
is
dead
kind
at
of
the time.
This is kind of like an apple. This isn't an apples and apples comparison.
No, every situation is different.
Okay.
But this has been 19 days. That happened in less than one. And we don't, what I'm getting is FHP has information that's not being released to the general public that he's intoxicated at the time of this wreck. And so that's the concern.
Do you think that the state attorney's office is not, I guess, handling this with the speed they need to, or?
Oh, I would definitely think that. Wouldn't you think that? I mean, 19 days when you have a vicious wreck. The speed of impact there, they can all determine. Their excuse has been the speedy trial rule. Well, that gives them 180 days if Mr. Dashner doesn't waive speedy trial. 180 days, if you're a good enough state attorney, is enough to win an open and shut case.
Do you know if the 14-year-old girl that was pulled out and rescued, do you know if she was tested for alcohol? And if so, do you know if those results already came back?
Ariana was a passenger in the vehicle. I do not know that, and I don't see how that's remotely relevant.
Just because I heard that they already came back. So just wondering
Yeah,
why hers did it, his did it.
Well, there's been some, I assume there's no insinuation that she was, and I appreciate that. But as I understand it, and you can rush through the FDLE process. Plus, as we've said since the beginning, hospital blood, while there are HIPAA protections, would be something that could be subpoenaed rather quickly. Those results, because the hospitals do blood tests before they can provide medicine, because they don't want to provide the wrong kind of medicine to somebody that has chemicals or ethyl alcohol, intoxicated by alcohol. And so what I've heard 2 days ago from Corporal Suarez is that information was on his desk, and they have a lot of evidence. And my point is, listen, we don't have to wait for everything. We need closure with an arrest immediately.
Did you say, John, that Corporal Suarez asked you not to reveal some of this information?
I said he wanted it to come through the state attorney, and we gave them 48 hours and told them this was coming. As you'll see, many of you have been handed out a letter that I sent weeks ago to the state attorney's office explaining the charges that they could charge immediately, and at the time that you didn't even need intoxication to make the arrest here. So, if I'm getting a jump start on the Florida Highway Patrol and the assistant state attorney, I am not sorry. Justice delayed is justice denied, and the public has a right to know.
talking today that'll spark that?
Yes. This location was chosen for a reason. There are assistant state attorneys who do a fantastic job. There are assistant state attorneys that have too much workload. Justice sometimes is slow, but in a 5-fatality incident, 19 days is too slow.
It's JOHNPHILLIPS.
That is it. Anything else?
Is there anything else that you
You wanna say
want to add
something?
about your daughter?
You want to talk about her?
Hello, my name is Hydia Anderson.
Heidi Anderson.
Hydia, HYDIA
Are you Alexis's sister?
ANDERSON. Yes,
Tap the microphone on you, Heidi.
that's fine. I am Alexis's oldest sister.
Can you spell that again?
HYDIA ANDERSON.
HYDIAANDERSON.
Correct. I am Alexis's oldest sister, and this has to be one of the most hurtfulest things in the world. And to see that there's basically not being anything done, not just for my sister, but everyone else that's hurting, that has lost a loved one. How I feel personally, say for instance, if I were the one to have caused that accident and killed 5 people, I would be sitting behind bars right now with no type of bond. And I don't feel that that's correct. I feel they're trying to give him lesser time, and that's not right. I feel that they're just trying to cover him because of who his parents are, and who it's basically because who his father is, and that's not right.
That's the fire department captain.
Yes. We have to sit here and grieve. And I feel like he should be able to pay for what he has done, because that's not right. There's not a day go by I don't think about my sister. We sit here and we cry. It doesn't feel right to not have her. Because I remember from the day my sister was born up until today she gone. It's not right. We shouldn't have to go through this. And how I feel, justice really needs to be served.
Was she going to like one of the local high schools here, like Westwood or Central, or is she already
My
graduated?
sister attended a private school.
What school?
I'm not really sure the name, but I know she attended a private school. My sister was in the 10th grade. My sister was very active in the community. She helped fed the children on Tuesdays. I said my sister was very loving and caring. She's a very loving and caring person.
Can you describe her personality? Like, was she outgoing?
My sister
or?
always had a smile on her face. Not a day go by she did not have a smile. Anybody could be having a down moment. She would make you smile. You could be sad. She's still going to make you smile. She's very caring, had a very giving heart. There's nothing that she wouldn't do for anybody. And this is like really tearing my family apart. And just to see there's nothing not being done and it's taking so much time, they could have done something. They could have held him. I understand they say that if you go ahead and give him a charge and then they can't go back and give him another charge, I still don't feel like that's right, because he should be accountable for what he did. He could have not just hurt them, he could have killed multiple people. And that's not right. When I go by the accident scene and I actually look, I'm not an investigator, but I can be. From where it's happening, I feel like they're trying to cover up things, and that's not right. But long as I live, it's not going to happen, because my sister and the other families are going to get justice. My mom does not deserve to go through this. I don't deserve to go through this, and neither do my siblings, and nor does the other families. We really need justice to be served. It's just not right. I don't like the fact that I have to sit here and cry. Only thing I have left of is memories. My sister was an aunt. I have 2 kids. My kids tell me every day that they miss their auntie. It's hard. It's very hard. It's just ridiculous.
Thank you very much. Miss Anderson, how old are you?
I am 22.
22.
And are you a third sister?
You wanna speak? Well, I'm just going to speak for everybody. We really, really need justice to be served. I feel like we're right here in front of this office for a reason. I really can't get no rest. I would be grateful. My sister, I know she's looking down from heaven. She wants justice to be served. Not just her, but the rest of them. Because they did not deserve to lose their life. Their life hadn't even begun. They were so young. And the matter of, like y'all stated before, the hospital knows they have to do a toxicology report in order to know what to give the patient. If a person is intoxicated, they're not going to give you nothing to harm you, so I know that they have the reports back. It's just not right. I don't sleep at night, and I'm not going to sleep until they get justice.
Thank you all. Let me just close with this. In most of my cases, I represented Jordan Davis's family, Greg Hill's family, tons of families where we work with the state attorney's office. And we want to do that here. We want to get justice in this town, in this state, in this country, and explain very clearly over the holidays that drunk driving is not the answer. It is intolerable in this society, not with an asterisk. Not, well, but it might take a while to figure it out. They know, they have the reports, and it's time to make an arrest, and we look forward to working with them in any way we can as we proceed through the civil justice system and they proceed through the criminal justice system. Thank you very much.
Can we have a photo that we can have of your daughter that you might like to